So our speaker today that I get to introduce in the session is strategizing social media, paid ads, hiring influencers, and creating content across all platforms. I know when I looked at that, that was like the first one that I clicked off, so I'm really happy I got to be here today. Our speaker is Tanner Markley, and Tanner is a professional athlete and businessman. He is founder of the Off Axis Stunt Show, a touring high-energy stunt show, as well as the Off Axis footwear company that makes shoes for acrobats and performers. The company has amassed a global presence with viral videos, a team of high-level influencers, and selling their shoes almost exclusively on social media. Prior to that, for 7 years, Tanner worked with Razor, one of the biggest toy companies in the world, mostly known for the Razor scooter. I contributed to your job. From 2010 until 2016, Tanner worked as a professional athlete, team manager, and social media manager for the company during the early years of Facebook. He took Razor's platform that had been stuck at a few thousand followers to over 100,000 followers in a matter of months by creating viral videos, engaging content, and soon after running paid ads. In 2016, Tanner decided to take the entrepreneur route as a full-time YouTuber and created a social media firm to help other companies with their social media platforms. That's us. Tanner currently uses his main personal platforms, YouTube and Instagram, to give advice to performers and other entrepreneurs, and hosts the Off Axis podcast, which is based around live entertainment. So a couple of things, some housekeeping notes. Silence your phones. You don't want to be that person, okay? And your input matters. Fill out the survey on our Western Affairs Association app or use the survey provided at the end of the session, and let's get started. Tanner, thank you.
Hello everyone. How's everyone doing today? You guys learning a lot so far? So my name's Tanner. I'm here to teach you guys a little bit about social media. I'm just going to tell you guys what I've done and what has worked for me. Might not work for you guys. Everyone should have their own personalized strategy on what they want to do with social media. But this is about 40 minutes of stuff that I've learned, and it's going to be very broad. Maybe next year we'll come back with something more focused for actual social media managers. So first off, who out here is a social media manager for a fair or business? Okay, do we have any entertainers out here? Woo! And anyone who's a decision maker for a fair? Awesome. Cool. I'm going to get you guys a lot of cool messages later today with some of our LinkedIn stuff. So, in today's session, we're going to review all of the platforms. We're going to talk about what your ideal platform might be to use, whether you're selling low-ticket items or high-ticket items, what have you. We're going to talk about what type of content you want to create on each platform, campaign planning, running paid ads, monetization, influencers, hiring them and working with them, and doing all sorts of other stuff, and then open discussion, and we're going to kind of reach out to you guys and see if you guys have any other tips that I missed. So he kind of already gave me a pretty good background, but from the age of 16, I rode scooters for a living, which is not actually a career, and my mom was quite mad that I dropped out of college to do this. She was a lot happier after America's Got Talent, but so I rode scooters for a living, got flown around the world, signed autographs at Toys R Us and stuff. So I've been kind of an influencer to a degree for about like 16 years. I read a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook about a day before my interview to work at Razor as the social media person. I was already the sales rep, but I read 3 pages out of Jab, 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 Right Hook, and I reiterated it to the marketing person. She's like, "Oh, this guy's a genius. We got to hire him." And I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew I had a lot of followers on Facebook. So, and then this picture over here to the right where you can see 2 people on a go-kart, that's kind of how I developed a bunch of followers on the Razor page. Was just doing stupid stuff, and it was awesome until the HR person was like, "We cannot be paying this guy to ride go-karts around the place." Then I quit Razor to start my own YouTube channel, kind of saw what I was putting, the numbers I was putting up for them, and wanted to do it for myself. So I currently do a lot of financial tips. I made a pretty big name for myself during COVID doing DoorDash videos. Fun times. Our whole entertainment company got shut down basically, so I started doing DoorDash to make money. So we do a lot of credit card videos and other financial tips and stuff, and I have a podcast as well. You can see that down here. And then my favorite part is doing the off-axis stunt show, and I just personally love doing that. So let's get into it. So my experience in social media, I've been on all sides of social media. I've had a influencer agency where I hired other influencers and we brokered deals and stuff for them. I have also been an influencer. I've worked as a social media manager for 20 plus companies. I've ran my own. So I've had a YouTube channel for 19 years, and in 2021 I made over $100,000 as an influencer monetizing on different ventures, whether it was YouTube ads, paid deals, all kinds of different stuff. We'll get into that in a little bit. I've been a social media manager for a $1 billion company, Razor. Kind of already talked about that one. I've ran 20 plus businesses, social medias. I've owned an influencer agency. I guess I already talked about that. I've hired over 100 influencers for my own personal brand, Off Axis, as the shoe company, and other businesses as well. So I know what works and what doesn't and how you want to structure the deals. Almost exclusively we sell our footwear off of Instagram ads and YouTube videos. And I've hired 20 plus social media managers, so if you guys are interested or looking for a social media manager, I'll kind of talk a little bit about that later. Who is like good people to hire, who isn't. Maybe we won't skip that part. And probably the main part, which I think is really important about anyone who's trying to do social media, is I posted a YouTube video, 1 to 3 YouTube videos every single day for 3 years, and I didn't miss a single day. So a lot of people, they'll take a video and they're like, it doesn't look perfect. I think that's one of the best things you should do, is just put stuff out there, whether it looks good, whether it doesn't look good. In fact, some of the influencers we worked with lately, we filmed this awesome video clip with these guys called Funkonometry. And one of my guys was just kind of standing there in the corner, and I was like, we got to crop him out. And they're like, no, we should leave it in, because then everyone's going to comment on it. And it reminded me of one of my Razor videos. I was building a scooter, and they forgot to give me a certain part. It's called a headset. And the video's got a million views, and every single comment is like, this retard forgot to put the headset on, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes not putting on or not making the content perfect is actually better. So just get out there and post stuff. So if everyone after today can go and post one video and then plan a strategy on it, how to streamline their content, because especially in today's world, you need to really post every single day. Sometimes multiple times a day. I usually post 2 to 3 times a day on different platforms. YouTube is usually 1 to 3 times a week or so, and Instagram is 1 to 2 times a day. And then after you do that, talk to other people about what you're doing, and I feel like then at that point it'll really engrave into your head. It's always been my strategy to learning things, so hopefully you guys go out there and actually take some of the stuff and apply it to your business. So we're going to review all platforms really quickly, and I'm going to rank them in order of which one I think is most important for the broad audience. Number 1 is Instagram. I just overall think that they have the best product out there. For selling products and stuff, the ads are amazing. Within 1 click, you can really be right to someone's website, ready to click. We run ads all the time, and it goes directly to our website's Buy Now page. So the funnel is as good as it can get on Instagram. The influencer power. Influencers are pretty powerful on Instagram. Some other platforms, not so much. I would say YouTube, which one we're going to talk about after this, is probably the best one. But hiring influencers that have big followings on Instagram, it's not the best. I would put it right below YouTube, but it's pretty good. Paid advertising is good. I would rank it number 2 in building an organic following. And monetization, I would put it as at number 3. I'm going to kind of skip through this real quickly, but I would rank YouTube number 2. The selling products and stuff is pretty good. You can put links and stuff. One of the main problems with YouTube is you actually don't know who your audience is. So you may have 20,000 followers, but you can't actually go and message them, and that's probably the biggest downfall of YouTube. Every other platform, you can go and message them directly, and it's a lot easier to keep people as customers, but on YouTube, unfortunately, if they don't watch your video and comment, you actually have no idea who's your audience. The influencer power, I think, is probably the greatest, because if you watch podcasts and other YouTubers, people feel like they really know them. When I was doing YouTube like full time during like 2021, people would come up to me and they knew all of my chickens' names because I would feed my chickens. My YouTube videos were literally me driving to the gym every single day. I made my content that simple. And basically I would just go out there, feed my chickens, and then I would drive to the gym. And people would come up to me and McDonald's and they would know my chickens' names. And they'd say which one is their favorite chicken and stuff. So people really get to know you on YouTube, especially, like I feel like I know Joe Rogan really well because I've listened to thousands of hours of his stuff. On other platforms, not so much. Maybe it's some person just doing dancing. You might recognize them, but for them to go out there and sell products, it's not going to be so well compared to a YouTuber. Paid advertising is decent. I wouldn't say it's that good, but it's pretty good. Building an organic following, I would say it's number one. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but to be able to make how-to videos and search them on Google, that's a really, really big factor in how I made a following on YouTube. And then monetization, I would say, is number one, just because it's so broad. You can do so many different ventures on monetizing. You can get YouTube ads to pay you. You can sell products, your own products, other products, all kinds of stuff. Facebook, I would rate is number 3. It's basically Instagram. The ads and stuff are the same. So we'll kind of skip through this. But influencer power, I don't really know too many influencers on Facebook nowadays. Most of the people, maybe a lot of you guys use Facebook, but I feel like it's kind of dying out. A lot of people are on. Does anyone use Facebook exclusively? Okay, so no one, basically. Okay. It's dead then. Yeah, building an organic following, it's kind of hard. It's what I made my social media career off at Razor, though. We didn't really have Instagram back in the day. And monetization, I would say it's pretty good, but you're still using Instagram, Facebook, same platform, basically. TikTok, rest in peace, and then it came back in like a couple hours. I made this and I was like, well, I guess that's out. But yeah, it's already back. Overall rating, I would say it's a number 4. The views and stuff on TikTok, I believe, are pretty inflated. We've paid a lot of influencers who have multi-million followers, and almost never do we sell any products off of them. So I just don't really think, compared to Instagram, I think that the numbers are just way blown out of proportion. That's just my opinion. Maybe people have had different experiences, but I think TikTok has a lot of fake bots and all that stuff. Just to keep people engaged, they give everyone like 1 million views, in my opinion.
Actually, I had somebody,
Yeah?
I think, came up and said, so-and-so's online right now and doing something, and I went and I called him. I said, are you on TikTok right now? And he goes, no, I'm not. He wasn't online, but TikTok said that he was actually online in that moment.
Yeah, they have a lot of things to keep people engaged, and it seems like they give everyone like one viral video, and everyone's like, I'm a TikToker now. Like I posted like 5 videos, and one of my videos got 1 million views, and I had 5,000 followers, and then nothing ever again. So it's kind of just like throwing stuff at a wall to see if it sticks on TikTok. But some people have made a lot of money. I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends, if you've seen our trampoline wall, during COVID, we kind of all lost our jobs, and some of my friends got millions of followers, and some of them actually make decent money off of their advertising. I would say that their monetization, I put it as number 2. It's not as good as YouTube, but it's better than the other ones. So per 1,000 views, you make more money than you do on any of the other platforms other than YouTube. So next one would be X. I don't really know anyone who's like an full avid X user. I personally look at it probably the most, but does anyone out here use X really at all? You do? Do you use it for business reasons?
Oh, I just post my stuff on every platform.
Okay.
That's out there, so because you never know.
Does most of you guys use Instagram or YouTube? Instagram? Okay, so those are the main 2 ones I would say. And then LinkedIn, which I'm going to give some tips on later, but it's one of my new favorite platforms, and I actually pay people to literally go on there and just run sales. So we'll talk about that later for entertainers and people selling high-ticket items. LinkedIn is great, but although no one really uses it too much, but people still get notifications from it. So we'll talk about that later. So why I focus so heavily on social media? The ClickFunnels is amazing. Like I said earlier, you can literally have someone ready to buy a product on your website within 1 click. So if you run the ads correctly, run them straight to your shop or whatever you guys are selling. You can also have them messaging you. There's all sorts of different things. 63% of the world is on social media and 70% of America. You can find your audience very quickly and keep them on all platforms except for YouTube, which hopefully one day they fix that. Audience can share your advertisements. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but some of my ads have just organically gone viral, and then there's nothing better than having an advertisement to sell products and people are just organically sharing it. You get immediate feedback, so sometimes we put out ads and people just tell me that they suck immediately, and you know this ad sucks. Building connections is pretty much unrivaled compared to like typical television and other ads. You don't really get feedback, so building connections and just knowing your audience and meeting friends. I have met a ton of famous people on YouTube or from YouTube, Instagram, and made a lot of friends that you just can meet on Instagram, and then now they're your friends. So this has been my strategy on Instagram and Facebook, and it kind of applies to TikTok. I left TikTok out of it because it's pretty much the same as Instagram, like the strategies. But I post daily stories every single day and reels every single day. Even if it's old content, I'll still share it. Often get shown to new people anyways. Create content with the mindset of, is this viral and something people will organically share? Ideally, you want to create stuff that people will organically share. So I make a lot of tips videos and stuff now, and on my company's page, the Off Axis Stunt Show, we post just pretty much crazy stuff with my two friends right here, just doing things where they almost land on their head and bounce up, and it gets shared quite often. It's like, I call it organic, it's just organically viral by nature. So I post a lot of questions. So when I post something, I'm going to put a question in there like, what's your favorite color? Get people to actually engage is a lot better than just posting a quote or something like that. If you can get people to comment or like, then you actually get more feedback and you actually will get more people to share it. And then we will try to collab as often as possible to get other people's audiences on there as well. And posting relevant content, whether it's the news or whether it's something you want to just make it relevant. If I talk about, for example, California wildfires or something that's super popular, it's just going to get more views than a lot of other stuff will. So this is going to be my ad campaign strategies. Some of the things that we do. This is one of our ads right here on the right. This is our shoe advertisement that we made about a year ago. These are organic views. So there's nothing better than making an advertisement that just gets organically shared by, you can see, 487 people. It got 4,900 likes. We have 32-ish thousand on there, so that's kind of normal, but when it's a hard advertisement, it's really hard to get people to actually watch it. People don't want to be advertised to. And then you can kind of see the reach. It got 140,000, but we make our ads pretty subliminal. So people don't usually know it's an advertisement at first. One of the things that we did was we have about 10 to 15 pretty high-level influencers on the page. Everyone's got like 10,000 up to 2.5 million followers. So collabing with all these people and getting them to share our advertisements was obviously crucial. One of my close friends, he's a famous UFC fighter. Anytime he posts one of our stuff, it just gets hundreds of thousands of views. Working with a team to share and build organic views. So just having tell people, hey, we're launching this video at this time. Maybe can you guys share it to your story? We'll have we have group chats and stuff where we'll just tell people, hey, can you guys share this? Collab is incoming, we're about to post this, something like that, accept the collab. We post reels, not photos. I think photos, unless you're a really attractive girl or something, photos are not going to do nearly as well as a video will unless you post a slide of different things. Most of the platforms are geared towards watch time. So people want Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, they're all fighting over people staying on their platform as long as possible. So videos are going to do a lot better on pretty much every platform nowadays. With videos with high organic reach are going to get a lot better paid reach. So this advertisement, because it got over 100,000 views organically, it was one of the best things to share, because if a video is organically viral, then people are just, when they see your advertisement, I've even seen comments like, I can't believe I just accidentally shared a shoe commercial. So if you can disguise your, like, for example, if you had someone like spinning around and then you panned over to someone on a teacup or something at a carnival, it's going to do a lot better than just posting the teacup on the carnival with like, come to this fair here. And then, yeah, like I just said, make the advertising subliminal. Try not to just make it an obvious advertisement. And just so everyone knows, I will be posting this on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, probably within the next day or two, so you can go back and watch this. So setting up paid ads, this is kind of quick slides for the beginners who haven't set these up before, but paid advertisements are amazing. Unfortunately nowadays, Instagram, if you run an ad on Instagram, Apple's going to take like 30% unless you run it on Instagram.com. So when you start setting up an advertisement, you have three options. You have visit profile, visit website, or message you. The view profile option is one of my favorites because it organically builds an audience. Even though people are seeing an advertisement, sometimes we might just share our most viral video just to get it some more views, and it just gets seen by more people, and then it broadens our reach. I kind of call it exercising your algorithm because it's just going to give you a broader reach, and then people that are interested are going to follow you, and then you can basically advertise to them for free after that. The Shop Now is just an amazing thing. If you're selling products for our shoes and stuff, we just go directly to the website, right to the Shop Now page. And then Message You, it's great for like high ticket items. I don't know too many people in here that would be doing like Message You, but if you're selling like courses and stuff, this is what a lot of my friends would use. It's great for high ticket items. It involves more of an emotional commitment or building a sales list and selling multiple items. Setting up paid ads. So suggested audience or custom audience. I would just do the suggested audience nowadays. The AI is pretty good. Back in the day, I would never use the suggested audience, but I would say it's just so much better nowadays. The custom audience, you have to go through like the Facebook groups and stuff and that people follow. It's usually not that good. Yeah, suggested audience would be great for global brands. That's the only problem with the suggested audience is they kind of could be shown to someone in China. So if they're interested in your stuff, then for a fair, it's not going to be too good. But you can narrow down your areas as well. Today's suggested audience is very powerful, I would say. So that's typically what you use nowadays. Creating an audience for local, I use the Advantage Plus option. If you're a fair or something, this is what I would personally do. Use Advantage Plus. You can kind of circle in on like a 10-mile radius or something. It's always outperformed the manual audience building in the last 2 years, for us at least. Choosing budget. There's a few different like hacks and stuff that we do rather than just posting. Like, let's say we have $70 a week for the budget, just to make it a round number, 10 bucks a day. Instead of doing 10 bucks a day for seven days, what I would personally do, and this is what we do every week, is we run $5 a day, or of course if you want more. And then instead of doing $10 a day and just spreading it thin, does everyone see the same exact Instagram ads like almost every day? Raise your hand if you do. Most people, you know, you see an ad and you're going to see it the next day, and if you don't purchase and if you don't click the not interested, then you'll just keep seeing that over and over. And I feel, you know, I don't want people to watch our ads if they have no interest, but some people just keep seeing them. So one thing that we do to kind of fix that is we'll do $50 a day for 1 day, and we'll just use half of the budget for that 1 day. And what that does is it really focuses, or it forces the Instagram algorithm to spread it to so many different people, because it has to show, let's say, 10,000 people. If you spread that over, 10,000 people are going to still see it. But if you force it beyond 1 day, it's going to be shown to more people. It's going to only be shown once. So that's one thing that we've done to really get more interested people and just broaden the reach. So instead of setting up on, I don't think anyone here wants to pay Apple 30% nowadays. It's kind of crazy. They're charging 30% to run ads. But if you go to facebook.com or if you go to instagram.com, the actual website, it'll avoid those fees. So that's what I would personally do to save 30%. So my favorite one, I've been a YouTuber since basically when it came out in 2005, 2006. I started uploading YouTube videos. So I've been doing YouTube for a very long time on a lot of different channels, and this is probably my biggest specialty, and I still make passive income on a lot of videos that I did like 5-6 years ago. And some of them pay really well. So YouTube, you can't just post something and hope for it to go viral. Sometimes, every once in a while, in the blue moon, you'll get a viral video, but you have to have a really long-term plan. But fortunately, YouTube videos live forever. Like I was saying earlier, I have videos that I posted 5-6 years ago, and they're still collecting hundreds of views, if not thousands of views, every single day. Create content that is easy to make for 1 single year. Does anyone know who Casey Neistat is? So I wanted to be Casey Neistat. So for an entire year, I spent basically my entire life filming videos with drones and doing all this high quality content, and I burned myself out. And then I decided I'm just going to drive to the gym and talk to myself, and it made my content way easier to make. In fact, I would make 3 of those every single day, and that's what really set fire to my YouTube page and just kind of made it start growing. You really want to try to avoid editing too much nowadays. People would rather see something that is organic and natural than something that is highly edited. Shorts build a subscriber base, but they don't transfer to long-form views. So I know a few people that have a couple million followers on YouTube, but it's all from shorts. And anytime they post a podcast or something on their other page, it still gets 100 views. So at this point in YouTube, it's still like a completely separate thing. If you post shorts, those shorts can be shown to the short audience that watches those, but not necessarily to the other subscriber base. So if you look at some people, they might have a lot of followers, but if they go and post something that's over a minute long, they'll get no views. So long form content works best. Personally, what I have been doing mainly now is I take my podcasts, which are around an hour long, and I'll usually take 2 to 3 clips from that and then just post those as well. All of the social media platforms are all kind of competing for people's attention. So longer form stuff is just going to do really well nowadays. It used to be 8 minutes, and now it's an hour plus if you can post that kind of stuff. Behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff that people want to watch does really well. Like I was saying, hot topics today are behind the scenes, learning skills, or progress videos, and podcasts. So one of the first YouTube videos that really blew up for me was during 2020 when I started doing Postmates because we couldn't do our shows. I was sitting there man, how does anyone make a living off this? So I looked up Postmates, how to make more money. There was 0 videos. So I was okay, well, I'll give people my best tips, which were not that good because I'd only been doing it for a few weeks. And I called this video Postmates Cheat Codes. And the video got a couple 100,000 views within a couple days. And that was kind of what set my monetization and started getting money and stuff from ads. SEO is really crucial. Like I was saying, all of the YouTube videos can be seen on Google. In fact, most of my views actually came from Google. For a while, I was just doing how-to tips. I do how to get credit card videos and stuff. Everything I do is basically how-to because those videos, they're evergreen. They live forever. If you post stuff that's relevant content now, it's good for today. You'll probably get a lot of views, but it'll probably die off in a few days. If you made a video about California fires, well, they're probably almost out by now, so probably not going to do too well long term. Thumbnails, they are basically as important as the content nowadays. So spend a lot of time on your thumbnails. I personally just started using Canva. It makes it really easy. It's not as good as Photoshop, but it's a lot easier. Pretty much anyone can do it. Advertising on YouTube, Google. So I personally run ads for I don't run ads for our footwear company because it's more low ticket items. I run it for our high ticket stuff, which is our stunt show. It's quite expensive. You know, we have like a $10,000 minimum for our shows. So Google and YouTube is a great place for that because you're basically searching on terms that people are searching in Google. The absolute most important factor is SEO. So not only do we put, let's say, if you type in high energy acrobatic performance Las Vegas, I'm going to put that in all of our titles. I'm going to put that shamelessly in all of our descriptions like 5 times. And if you read our descriptions, sometimes it doesn't even make sense. I'm literally just key terming. And at the very end, I will just copy and paste the title 5 times. So pretty relentless with that stuff, but it works. And then when you go to our website, you post those videos and you still post, if you're building a website, for those of you who are doing that, post that same terms over and over and over, and then put those videos on that page. And it'll just make, because when you search on YouTube or Google, it automatically sorts by relevant. And what's relevant to an AI system is what is typed the most often. And today, they actually even use what you say. So if I start off with, here's our high energy acrobatic performance, that's going to make that video more relevant because they also they can track your voice and everything nowadays too.
I'm sorry, Janet.
Yep.
What is SEO?
Search engine optimization. So just tagging titles and stuff. It's a game changer for businesses. Advertising is great for high or low ticket items. Personally, we just do high ticket items right there, and I literally only advertise on high energy Las Vegas performances, Las Vegas corporate performances. We just focus on certain terms. That's what we do. If you guys are a fair or something like that, you'll want to have a completely different strategy than us. But Google is great because it can be shown on a whole bunch of different websites. Advertising can be completely customized. You can even like type in how much someone makes. You can type in where they live. You can type in what kind of job. You can customize it. It's like Apple versus Android. Like the Android, you can customize everything. So Google is great, but it is very hard to do, and you will waste a lot of money like I did running ads improperly. I made pretty much every single mistake possible, and then I paid someone to run our ads, and then I just copied what they did, and that's sort of what we started doing. And it works. My strategy is to run ads year-round for high-end ticket shows, high-end corporate shows in Las Vegas. So we do a lot of shows at like the arenas and stuff in Las Vegas, and the only good way that I found to getting those is basically search engine optimization. So when someone types in on Google, high energy show Las Vegas, we will pop up.
So Tanner, real quick, are you running the ads to get people interested to go to the show, or are you also making it available for them to buy tickets online right there?
Both. So when we do grandstand shows at the fairs, and even our ground shows, we run ads for the fairs. We don't even charge for it. We just run it because I want people in the audience. So we'll run it for corporate shows to book us, and then we'll run it for just like to make everyone aware that we're in a town. So if we're doing like, let's say, Madison County Fair or something like that, we'll be running ads for a few weeks just so people know that we're there. It's just kind of our gift back to the people that actually book us as a show. And then
are you doing any discounts if they click and buy that ticket right there? Are you doing discounts?
Yes. Sometime we haven't really found any fairs that want to do discount codes, but in my opinion, if you're working with influencers, anytime I've hired influencers, you want discount codes because then you can track what they're actually doing and how many tickets they actually sell. And you'll know if they actually work or if they don't work. If you don't and you just pay someone money, you have no idea if they got you any followers. And sometimes I've hired influencers that don't even post, and sometimes I've made the mistake of paying them first. Recently, last week. Like $200 wasted. This kid won't post the video. SEO basics, so we'll kind of go over the things that I do. I told you I was pretty relentless with this stuff. If you look at my descriptions on YouTube, I will literally, it makes like no sense. I am just key terming stuff, but no one reads the descriptions on YouTube. So pick out a few highly searchable terms relevant for you. No? Oh, sorry.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, yeah. Pick out a few highly searchable terms for you. For us, it's either tramp wall or it's high energy stunt show. Think what would your client be typing in? So if you're entertainer, what would someone be typing in to find you as a person? So think from your client's perspective of the person who's going to hire you or buy your products. On YouTube, you're going to tag those words multiple times in the descriptions, in the everywhere, in the titles, in the tags. Just put those same terms everywhere. Even if the video isn't about that stuff, I still put the stuff in there. And that's actually how I got our first biggest show. Was I made a video called Choreographing a Tramp Wall Routine. I didn't even have a show or anything at the time. I was just a YouTuber, and it was just us messing around at my friend's house. And Nickelodeon searched choreographed tramp wall routine, and I actually just met this guy. So we performed the Rose Parade in Pasadena about 3 weeks ago. And I met the guy the other day, and it was like, the coolest thing is like, I was actually the guy that found you guys for Nickelodeon. I just searched choreographed tramp wall routine. And that was like how we started our business. Off Axis came from that show. So on your website, you're going to tag those same exact things in every single picture. So when you click on the picture, you can actually tag titles and stuff under there, put descriptions, same exact stuff, and post videos from your YouTube channel with those same tags. So if you have a page and it just has pictures and information, all kinds of stuff with those same terms, your website is going to pop up close to the top. But you can't just start a website tomorrow and be close to the top. So it does take time and people to click. Speak those words at the beginning of the videos. I kind of talked about that earlier, but that is also kind of terming your videos for search engine optimization, is speaking them. Website builders such as GoDaddy and Shopify come with basic SEO plans. You really don't even need to know how to code or do anything. I personally use GoDaddy for our 2 websites, and all you have to do is click the SEO option, and it'll literally tell you which pages have not had terming done on those ones. So it makes it's anyone can do it. A kid can do it. So I create a real description, and below I add the SEO description, repeating the same words over and over, and I'm relentless about it. YouTube monetization. Does anyone want to be an influencer out here? One person. Yep. Yeah. And you guys can check this out on my YouTube video. I'll probably have it up by tomorrow or something. Anyone else? All right. How are we doing on time? Okay, I'm going to kind of speed through this a little bit so we don't run out of time. For monetization, I'm sure not too many people out here are trying to be full-time YouTubers, but it's kind of how I've made passive income for the last 6 years, so I'm going to go over it a little bit. In my opinion, the most lucrative businesses, you can make money from so many different fronts on YouTube. I sell products, I sell shows. A lot of my business has come from my YouTube channel. I run referrals from my credit cards and stuff. I have a platinum business card, and in there I'll put, click this link and you can sign up and get a platinum card or a gold card or something like that. And every time someone clicks on that, I'll make $500 in Amex points. So that's why I make a lot of credit card videos nowadays. One video can pay you a couple $1,000s with just credit card referrals.
And say that one more time. Say the whole thing one more time. About the credit card link.
Yeah, the credit card link. So one of my videos recently was comparing the Amex Platinum to the Amex Gold card. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of promoting these cards, because of course my main focus is to try to get people to click on the referral links. Because every time they click on the referral links, I make $500-ish, unless it's a platinum card. Sometimes it can be even more than that, per click, if they sign up. You can sell other items. There are so many things you can sell. Advertising for Amazon, tons of stuff. The ad revenue, it's great for tips videos. So I have 2 videos that have about 600,000 views on my YouTube channel. One is a trampoline wall competition that I had in my backyard during COVID. And one is a DoorDash cheat codes video, how to make more money on DoorDash. One video paid me around $18,000-ish, and the other one paid me less than $100. So it's great for like money stuff, but not necessarily for like acrobatics or anything, especially stuff that's dangerous. No one's advertising on that. Sponsors, you can have sponsors pay you. I've had tons of different companies, startups and stuff, pay me to just run an advertisement. It's like a minute long or something in the middle of it. You have affiliate links like I was just talking about. You can literally just copy and paste your referral links and affiliate links and just put them in every single video. That's personally what I do. Referral codes and stuff. And selling products. So a lot of times for my YouTube videos, I would just talk about the new shoes I designed. And that kind of sells it right there. You know, it builds like a background for the products. People know like, oh yeah, I saw when he was first designing these shoes and stuff. So that helped us sell a lot of products. So this video is the one I was talking about. This is probably one of my most viral videos. It was in 2021. It's me doing DoorDash because we couldn't do shows at the time. So it's fun times, right? So you can see right over here in the middle, this is my YouTube search. 50% of it came from the YouTube search. And then if we go down a little bit, you'll see the Google search. 63-ish% of my views came from people, other people on DoorDash typing in how to make more money on DoorDash. And if you would type that in back in 2021, 2022, this huge photo of me would pop right up. Nowadays it's their Gemini thing, but if you can pop up on the first page of YouTube, it'll get a lot of views. And then right over here, you can see I made $16,000 lifetime on this. This video still pays me to this day, and it's like 4 or 5 years old. I make almost $1,000 a month off of this video. LinkedIn. So for those who are selling high-ticket items and mainly performers, I'm going to teach you guys how to annoy all of the decision makers at the fairs. I literally pay people to do this all day. It's the greatest use of time for someone selling high-ticket items. So right here, this is Razor. If you pay $100 a month for the premium option on LinkedIn, you will be able to see all of the executives. You'll be able to sort it out. So by just typing in Razor USA, I was able to, this is kind of a company that I worked for a long time. You can see the president, Erica's right there. My old manager Ollie's right there. You can see everyone. So if you were to go to a fair or something and you want to cold reach out or something like that, LinkedIn is the best for this, and it's by far the best because you can literally pick out what client do I want to message. And what I will personally do is I will pick out 3 people who might work for that fair or Fremont Street or whatever I'm trying to sell to, and I will message all 3 of them. Sorry, fair people. Might begin some messages after this.
Do you pay for the higher
yeah,
version?
$100 a month.
Yeah.
It's worth it though, you know.
Okay.
For us, like one show paid itself off. This is how we booked. We're about to start doing a show on Fremont Street, and this is how I did. I just messaged the president of Fremont Street on LinkedIn, and that was when I first figured this out. I was like, oh my gosh, you can literally just message everyone, and usually 1/3 of the people that you message will at least have their notifications on. So if you're an entertainer, this is kind of a cheat code. You can direct to messages or direct to executives within a few clicks. You can organize all of your personalized leads and stuff, so you can put people that are interested, and you can it gives you basically a folder that these are people you messaged and tried to sell to. So collabs with creators. So this guy on the left, his name's Tony Ferguson. He's a famous UFC fighter. He's one of my close friends now. I met him on Instagram. So he wanted me to teach him how to do some flips and stuff. That's actually how we met. Tony, we designed a signature shoe for. The shoe right there, you can see the green one. That's the Tony Ferguson signature shoe. When we met Tony, he had the longest win streak in the UFC. He was quite a big deal. It hasn't gone so well for him if you guys follow UFC since then. But otherwise, Tony has also managed by Gary Vaynerchuk. So if you guys follow social media, Gary is a big deal. He's kind of the reason why I'm even here, which was quite interesting to sign a deal with Gary Vaynerchuk. And then over here you can see one of our acrobats. Her name's Chantel. She's one of our better acrobats who actually sells a lot of shoes. She's a dancer and an acrobat. And then some of these guys right here, they're also some of our acrobats. Yep, see them doing crazy stuff on our page. So collabs with creators, I'm going to tell you guys what we personally do. Most importantly, make sure that the influencer matches your brand. If they don't match your brand, it's going to be a waste of money. Make sure they also post too. If you pick the wrong influencer, you'll get a loss on investment. In general, YouTubers and athletes have the highest ROI. And I don't even think it's close. I think YouTubers are just, people feel like they actually know them. So if someone suggests, Joe Rogan, for example, he's one of my favorite people to watch. If he suggests a product, I'm probably going to go on there and buy that product. But if someone on TikTok, you watch them, say, dancing or something like that, if they go and try to sell you a product, you're probably not going to listen to them. And athletes, a lot of people, like, for example, my friend Tony, he had so much influencer power, like immediately the sales just started pouring in once we started working with him. And all sorts of other deals and stuff came in from that. So they have giant networks, especially like big name athletes with big agents and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that they aren't fake, because this is a real thing nowadays. A lot of people have fake followers, or just people that aren't engaged. So make sure that they actually are. Usually if someone is hiding their likes and comments, you probably don't want to work with them. They probably paid for those followers, and it's probably fake. You can track their return on investment with discount codes, referrals, etc. So I give all my athletes a discount code, and I can see exactly how many they sell. Like I was saying earlier, we've worked with a few TikTokers. They have literally sold a goose egg. 0. Exactly 0. And the same person with a tenth of that following on Instagram or YouTube sells hundreds of shoes. So make sure you track them. That's what I would do. Just paying people a flat rate doesn't work out so well. Long-term deals over single posts, you usually don't want to just pay someone for one single post, especially if their audience doesn't see it. But if you work out a deal with them like we did with Tony, where he's wearing our shoes and he's promoting it all the time, and he's making a commission on the back end, so he's actually incentivized to promote it, it's going to work out a lot better for you than just paying for one single post. And then if you can, aim for commission over a base salary. So that was one of the best things about structuring that deal with Tony, was he was on a commission. So we just gave him 30% of everything that he sold. So he was incentivized to sell it. If we just gave him what they were trying to get initially was like a $50,000 a year deal, I was like, yeah, but then he might not sell. He doesn't really care. He's already got the 50 grand. So if you can, depends on what you guys are selling. If you can do a commission, it's going to work usually better in your hands. So this is the deal, this is the video that was basically played all over ESPN for a week during Tony's, right before Tony's fight. It's basically an advertisement for Off Axis. I paid $0 for this. It's played all over every single ESPN channel. I was walking through casinos and I would see that. So it was one of the coolest things ever. So if you find the right influencer and you structure the right deal, it can be one of the greatest things for your brands. In fact, some things like Nike. Nike were literally started because of Michael Jordan. Like, that took the brand to the next level. So if you find the right influencer, it can be the greatest thing for your brand. So that's all I have. For more information, you guys can check out my Instagram. It's @TannerMarkley on YouTube, Instagram. Everything is going to be @TannerMarkley. If you guys have questions, we also will do like some consulting and stuff. You'll have me and my team help you guys if you guys need help with your social medias or hiring people or just anything. I'll just give you guys some free advice. We don't really have too much of a social media firm nowadays. I just kind of give the advice out for free.
You're in the trade show, right?
I am in the trade show. So if you guys come by the trade show, we have a pretty recognizable booth. There's a giant trampoline next to a wall, and my guys right here will be pretty much touching the ceiling for a few hours. And then if you guys want to check out our website, it's offaxisacrobatics.com. And then I wanted to open it up to any Any questions or any advice that I didn't give? Right here.
I have a question. So on the LinkedIn, when you message the top people,
Yep.
You said you roughly message like 3 people or whatever. Do you use
Per
the same,
per company.
Yeah. Do you use the same message to every person, or you kind of switch it up a little bit?
Usually if the person's name's Tom and then I copy and paste it, I'll change it to Mike or something. But I have accidentally sent the wrong name to multiple people. Like, that's a little embarrassing. But yeah, usually 3 people per business, that's what I do. And usually one of the 3, some people are probably rolling around like, oh, now we're going to get so many messages. But yeah, it's worked for us, especially for like big venues. Like, we're trying to get into like the F1 next year in Las Vegas and big stuff. We have gotten most of those big things through LinkedIn.
Got it. Another question. Do you
Yeah.
ever use AI for anything?
Yeah, for certain stuff. I have one of our acrobats used to work for Facebook, and I kind of just let her go with it because I don't know how to code or anything. She does. She installed some like chat bots and stuff on our website, but personally, I don't really know anything about it. She does. She used to do it for Facebook, so
Thanks.
it was a good hire. Yeah, right here.
Speaking of AI, what I've been reading a lot about is that AI is changing the way that like Google starts looking for things, and that AI will go through everything, and AI makes those suggestions. Have you figured out any strategies for AI searching for you, and because everything's now being attached to AI, all of a sudden AI is the thing that they're using as a weird search engine, but it's not the regular. You know what I mean? You understand?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not the person to really talk too much on AI.
Yeah.
I know that now they search things that you actually say, though. So by starting the video off with your search engine term that you're using, that's also a really good thing. Or, hooking people with that term. Go right here.
Hey, I have a general question for you and maybe
Yeah.
the audience. I'm Santa Cruz County Fair. My name's Stephanie. I'm a director. I work with Ron, who does our marketing. I have done Facebook advertising for quite a while, and Instagram, some TikTok, not a whole lot. Do you use micro-influencers, and if so, how do you identify them? Fairs advertise very regionally. We're very in these tight-knit communities, and our regional collaborations go a very long way for very no dollars, to be honest. But do you use micro-influencers in regions that you're trying to saturate?
Yes, for sure, we definitely do.
And how do you identify them?
How do I identify them? Usually just scroll them through YouTube or something.
I usually find them on Instagram. But
Instagram,
I'm
too.
wondering if there's more refined way, so I'm not spending so much personal time doing that.
Yeah, maybe I would use YouTube for you guys as a fair. And so things like when we had a show at Six Flags for a few years. On there you can see people are so obsessed with Six Flags, they make videos about it, they review every single ride, and the people that watch those videos are also people. So I would probably use YouTube to find micro-influencers because the search engine terms and stuff it's levels better than Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so YouTubers are probably, if you're going to work with influencers, I would always say YouTubers if you can find them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So pretty much all of our following is on Facebook. It's not, a huge one, but it's a decent.
Is it a fair?
A fair, yes.
Okay.
We do have like an Instagram, and we post everything on both, but we just really struggle to get any engagement or building on that Instagram. We haven't done any paid yet, but we have had it where we have somebody paid, like somebody who is only doing their social media. They're posting every day. They're doing stories. They're adding to the stories. They're doing reels. And what we found is the only growth we got was like overseas, or it just wasn't like the organic growth that we got was just.
Can I look at your guys' page real quick and just give you some live feedback? What is it? What's the page on Instagram?
Oh God, it's not good right now.
Uh-oh. Do you not want me to pull it up? I can give you real advice that I would just look.
Please. Okay, I know it's not great right now. I have to look at what the name is because that's the other issues we have is before the current staff, there was an Instagram page that had actually more followers than we have.
Yeah.
And we have no access. And we have called, or every number we can find on the internet, we've put in report,
Yeah.
report, and we can't get it taken down.
Well,
Official Tanana
It's-
Valley State Fair. Not
What is-
tag.
what is it?
Official Tanana Valley State Fair.
Tana. How do you spell that?
Tanana.
So just looking at your page, if it loads. So you guys post a lot of photos. So you're not, okay, one of the last photos you guys posted is just 2 cups. Not too many people are going to really engage with that. It's just too,
Oh yeah, that.
you know, stuff like that. Like, I don't want to like hurt anyone's feelings, but usually if you're hiring photographers and stuff to run your page and they're only posting photos, you're not going to get any engagement.
Well,
Like,
right now we don't have somebody specifically for it because when we did, we just weren't satisfied with the results.
so just like a simple strategy that I would try to find someone who's creative. Like my social media manager for my company, he has like 250,000 followers. So he's already kind of got like the proof is there that he knows what he's doing. And he comes up with some really creative stuff. You know, like he's messed around with my acrobats right here, doing funny things like, you know, Dylan looking like he's about to fall off of the trampoline wall, or like he's getting hit by a bull and then he goes flying or something like
So
that.
I guess my question is, and because anyone from the fair industry knows that we're all doing a million jobs and we're all filling in and trying to do multiple things. Is it like are we at the point where it's a must to have a hired social media person?
I think so.
Or like, is there a way to, you know, build or grow at all that's more like passive?
I would. Social media is one of the only like full-time jobs that I personally hire out. Our show is, we only do it like half the year basically during the hot times of the year. I still pay him to run it basically year-round though. So I think social media is possibly one of the most important jobs that you should be hiring, especially with like the ClickFunnels and stuff. Especially if you hire someone who knows how to run ads. And it's, you know, when I worked for Razer, they were paying I think like $20 million a year on TV commercials, and then they were paying me like 40 grand a year when I first started to run social media. And we started getting the same exact numbers on social media as that they were paying $20 million on TV commercials for. So if it's done correctly, there's no better return on investment. That's why I put all of my eggs in the social media basket for us, basically. You know, we don't do any like real marketing like flyers and billboards and stuff nowadays. When you can just with one click go to your fair, it's not even comparable in my opinion. Yeah, right here.
Just a suggestion for that. We don't have a paid social media person. We're from the Nevada County Fair. My CEO and I just randomly make videos, and they're not daily. We should do it more. Again, we have 10 million jobs, but we also hire interns from like the high school, the colleges. So it's just like getting that fresh perspective, not from people at the fairgrounds all the time, but also now doing our videos. We walk around town and they're like, you guys are from the video, so now they're waiting for those videos.
Yeah. And you build rapport with them too.
One more question, and then if you want to stick around, great, but then we can let anyone else go.
Right here.
I was gonna ask about apps like RealTrend. Do
Yeah.
you think those are worth it? Because then you can see.
I don't know
on
anything
the
about it,
platform.
so it'd be hard for me to
Kinda
comment
tells
on
you
it.
what's trending during the day, what sounds, what music is trending. Would something like that be helpful?
Possibly. I would say the audience isn't big enough on it though if I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll just do one more right here.
I just wanted to offer, I
Yeah.
was the benefactor of a face painting roulette
Yeah.
trend that happened, and at the time I was at the Orange County Fair, and a couple hundred people came to the fair specifically
Yeah.
because of that trend.
Yep.
So I don't know if there's things fair.
Yeah, you build rapport with people when they start like watching you on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tanner, thank
Cool.
you very much. Let's give a round of applause.
Thanks for coming, everyone. I spent a lot of time on this, so it means a lot that you guys all came out to it.
So we appreciate it. I guess if you want to stick around and talk to him, if he wants to, that'd be great. First of all, make sure you fill out the surveys if you would. And I'd like one more clarification on that. Right now on her website, where it's just photos, are you saying that probably the simplest thing would be to move to Reels?
Videos. Yeah, videos.
So, okay.
There's just so much more to it, especially if you're a company. Like, you legally can't even use half the music.
Use his
If-
video.
So it's like,
Well-
unless you
talk to me after, and I can give you guys some tips of what I would do. Actually, right here, this gentleman has a look at what he did for the fair. He showed me some of his videos, and they're really good.
Thank you, man. I really got a lot of insight.
Thanks.
Can you bring up the LinkedIn slide real quick?
LinkedIn slide? Yeah. This will, again, if you follow my YouTube, it'll be up there.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go back and watch it again.
This is the LinkedIn slide.
Well done.
Thank you.
Hundreds of these. That was about one of the meatiest ones I've seen.
Thanks. I haven't done one in a long time, but I wanted to make it really good.
Well, that's good. Well,
I want to do more stuff,
the
too.
unpolished point of view made everyone tune into you a lot more, so good job.
I just want to say thank you, that was really informative.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'm wearing it this week, but you'll get this up on your YouTube.
I'll have it up by tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was really pumped. She was, I want to go, but
Yeah. Let me just stop recording.
immediately.